it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be testing out the new Indigo Ink palette by Menagerie Cosmetics. Now, right now, this is sold out on their website, but they are planning on bringing it back. This palette retails for $45, and it has 12 shades in here. So as you can see, there are 7 shimmers, or 7 mattes and 5 shimmers. And this is a new formula, and that's why I decided to go ahead and get this, because honestly, this is not my favorite color story. Now, I do love the colors individually, but as a whole, not my favorite. But we're gonna start off by swatching, and I do have Menagerie's website up over here, so that way I can give you product descriptions. So first off, we have Shell Yeah, which I actually already started filming this and then lost it. So Shell Yeah shifts peach, gold, and green. So I definitely see the peach, there's the gold. And you can see the limey green. Then we have Nori, which is a matte pukey green. So as you can see, that one didn't swatch the best, but how it looks on the eyes is where it matters. Then we have Ink Floyd. I love the name of that, which is a true coral. Then we have Small Spaces, which is kind of like a dusty mint. It reminds me of a lot of old school 80s hospital colors. If you're my age or whatever, you will kind of understand that. It's kind of a little chalky. Then we have Squid Pro Quo. Isn't that pretty? So you can definitely see the shifties on my finger. So Squid Pro Quo it shifts bronze, gold, orange, and burgundy. So I can definitely see some shifties. Let's see if I can hold the mirror so you can see. Let's see. There we go. Kind of harder to do. Yeah, I'm not seeing any different shifts that way. So we'll see. Then we have Chromophore. This is really pretty. Chromophore says shifts forest green, teal, mauve, pink, and silver. Then we have Giant Pacific. Look how beautiful that blue is. Giant Pacific shifts indigo, teal, violet, and pink. I just love shifty shadows. Next up, we have Tide Pool, which is a mint. But you see, Tide Pool and Small Spaces are very close to each other. I don't think we needed both of them. I think that they're very, very close where it's like, you don't really need those. So I didn't, that's just me. Then we have Ink Defense. Ooh, that's pretty. Ink Defense shifts silver, green, blue, mauve, and bronze. Then we have Ink Blot, which is like, I'm trying to think, that's not really a navy, it's like a slate blue. Then we have Pygmy, which is a rust red matte. I don't consider that really a true red, and it may be. And then we have Inky Torpedo, which is a Columbia blue matte. So this is the whole color story, which swatched out, I think I like it better than I do just as like the palette itself, like looking at the colors. I mean, as I said, the colors individually are really pretty, other than to me those 2 really light shades. But again, that's personal preference and with my skin tone. So I'm gonna grab my e.l.f. eye tapes. I have already primed my eyes. Let me grab my little clippies first to keep my hair out of the way. There we go. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Some days you feel like it, sometimes you don't. So we're gonna put our e.l.f. eye tapes on, and we're gonna play with some color. So it's like, should I do a blue look because that is so prevalent, or should I go for the grungy orange and green? That's the question. Okay, I think I'm gonna go do more of a coral eye. we're gonna try that. So I'm gonna grab, this is a Rephr number 16, so it's just a big blendy brush, and we're gonna go into Ink Floyd, which is that true coral, and start blending that out on the eye. Now, one thing about Menagerie's eyeshadows are, they are very, very pigmented, very pigmented. And I will say this new shimmer formula, at least watching it, does feel better to me than the old formula, because I do feel like some of the old formula was a little bit chunky for my liking. I like a high impact shimmer, but I don't want anything that's got too much texture to it, if that makes sense. Because, you know, I'm getting older and my eyelids are no spring chicken anymore, so it's like, you know, I want something that's a little bit smoother. So as you can see, I'm using what's left over on that brush, and I'm not adding any more pigment, so that way it fades into the correct color. And I'm doing it on both eyes, where it's just kind of blending it all into the front half of the eye. That's really pretty though. I mean, that is a good coral. Now, do I think it's anything revolutionary as far as corals go? No. But Menagerie does have some very interesting color stories in comparison to other brands. And to me, they always have some of the best artwork. It's not even funny. I am not sure who did this, but I know a lot of their artwork is done, oh, Puffy Gator. I follow Puffy Gator on Instagram. They make some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork. The Arthurian blush palette, that bear, is gorgeous. Okay. So, I like how that looks. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is a Lunar Beauty LB5, and I'm gonna go into Pygmy, which is that red shade. We're gonna use that to deepen up the outer corner. Oh yeah, see how much that just adds? Now, as you can see, those colors actually go together really, really well. And it makes everything pull a little bit more red. Okay, and one thing I like to do, as I said before, is relax completely so I can make sure I have my deep shade up high enough, because when I relax my face, my hooded eyes get more hooded, which isn't unusual. Okay. This is really making me happy. I mean, these are blending like a dream. And it looks so pretty. It really does. Which is exactly what I want from my shadows. You know, I want them to perform a certain way. And I'm going back over with that Rephr 16, just making sure the edges are all blended together really well. Because that's always one thing I always recommend to go back and check. You don't have to be a perfect blender, but I do think that that's one of the things that really helps improve your makeup game. So I think, okay, we're gonna use some shimmers. Okay, where's my little flat brush? Okay, we'll use this one. This one's dirty, but we can use it anyway. Did I throw away my wipe? I guess I threw away my wipe. I will grab another wipe. That's part of the problem, is I go, like, I try to use the e.l.f. ones, but they don't always get all the color off, and then it's like, it's a mess. It is a mess. What is all over my hand? Is that from swatching? Apparently that's from swatching. I don't know what I touched, and that's kind of how it left. I think, look, how it's everywhere. But I will tell you this, Menagerie's mattes especially, they will stain like nobody's business. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 2 different shimmers on the lid because I wanna get as many shades, at least shimmers, as possible. So I'm gonna take the NYX Glitter Glue and apply that on my lid. And then this is just the Sigma E55, which is a great little smudgy brush. And it's great for blending in like shimmers and stuff like that. It really does work well. And I like how dense it is, and it makes it really easy to apply your glitter glue. So I'm gonna go into Chromophore, which is that deep forest green. And we're gonna apply that on the outer portion of the eyelid. Make sure it's blended. Oh, that's pretty. But I am excited that other brands are getting into multi-chromes, but the problem with it is now, at least for me, is between my Divina and my Clionadh, and then shadows that are in palettes, and then some of my pigments, I have so many multi-chromes. I don't know if there's anything new. So now I'm gonna go into Squid Pro Quo, which is that grungier burgundy gold green. Oh, that's pretty. And kind of layer it and blend the two together. I love lime green. I really do. I love any shade of green though. I mean, let's be honest. There we go. Look how pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that rougher number 16, make sure everything's blended towards the edges, all that fun kind of stuff, especially over in that area. Let me apply just a little bit more of Chromophore on that outer edge like I did on the other eye. Okay, so this is the tops of the eyes done right now, which is a little bit different for me because, like, especially the lid is not matchy. So I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face. But before I did, I wanted to show y'all this. So I ordered these from Base Blue Cosmetics, these little ghosty sponges. They were like 13 bucks each. They glow in the dark. I took a picture, I'll try to post it up here, but before I get this dirty, I wanted y'all to see, and you can kind of see whenever I hold the blue light to it, that there is some like bioluminescence. It's really neat. So I just wanted to show you because I love anything spooky and cute. But yeah, I'm gonna go off camera, do the rest of my face, and then we'll come back and do the lower lash line and talk about my thought on this palette. I'm back and I have the rest of my face on. I used the Sigma Dreamy Liquid Lipstick because this was laying right here. I purposely pulled back out the Cinderella Cheek Duo, and I used the shade, both shades, the blush and the highlight. I think they're so pretty. For bronzer, I used the Gucci bronzer in the shade number 2. And then for my waterline and such, I used the Makeup by Mario. This is the Pigment Pro Pencil in black. So I think we're gonna play with some of the blues underneath, or should I? I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, this is the Sigma what is this? E55. This is from the Cinderella collection, and I'm gonna go into that shade Ink Blot, which is that sagey, not sagey, but like the stone blue or slate blue or still blue. There's a few different ways and things to call it. Gonna apply that to the outer portion, and then this is a clean ColourPop E17, and I'm just going over the edges to make sure it's blended because I don't want it to be too crazy. Does that make sense? Okay. And I'm going to reapply that just to make sure it looks good. I want it blended, but not too much. Now I'm gonna go in with the Spectrum B12, and I'm gonna go into that dirty green called Nori. It's like that acid or chartreuse kind of color. Do you see that fly up whenever I did that? Because these have so much pigment. Make sure when you wear these that you have a good eyeshadow primer, but again, be prepared for staining. Okay. And I'm wrapping that around as well. Perfect, perfect. This time of year is terrible for allergies and sinuses, in case you're wondering. I'm kind of loving that being the inner corner, but I am gonna add just a tiny bit of something. I'm gonna go in with the Cinderella pencil brush, and this is the Sigma E30, and go into Shell Yeah, which is the shiny orange, greeny multi-chrome. Oh yeah, see that just applied just a little bit of shimmer that kind of ties it all together. And I'm keeping that very tight in the tear duct area. Okay, that looks super pretty. Okay, so I used 2, 4, 6, 7 shades so far out of this, and I really like it. Now, as I said, this isn't my favorite color scheme. I think that it would make a super pretty, like straight up blue look. I think you could do some different stuff with it, but as I said, I don't think that this is my favorite standalone palette. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this look. I think it's phenomenal. But, do you hear Stevie? She's dreaming. But yeah, I mean, so far, what do you think? I think it's pretty. I think it's different. Do I think it's worth $45? I don't know. Like, if you're gonna get a lot of use out of this, I would definitely say it is. Like, if this is your dream color story, then heck yeah, go buy it. Or if you just want it and you have disposable income, you do you go buy what you want to buy. I'm happy that I have it in my collection. I do prefer these Menagerie shimmers over the others. It's just like, I don't know, like if you take and make these 2 6 pans, that is much more visually interesting to me, my personal opinion. But yeah, so far, it's a pretty good palette. I mean, I like everything individually. I just don't like it as a whole. Hopefully that makes sense. But I do think that Menagerie is very innovative and all that. So again, it's good. But I guess that's it for today's video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with quite a bit of bonus content thrown in. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all later. Bye.